This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Frequency in use? I didn't think so. I heard something in there briefly. Anyway, this is K4PEW. Net Control Mount Juliet Simplex Net. Is there any emergency traffic? Negative. Didn't think so. Never has been. Okay. In all my years, I haven't heard once. Well, once maybe. We can break it at any time if you have an emergency, personal or otherwise. Just no moving dead bodies or getting towed back to the airport or something. Right now, you can go look for us on YouTube. You can see my radio screen there, see who's here and who here. And that was, you can look on YouTube, put my call K4PEW into the search block, and you'll bring up a what's called a premiere. And it'll bring, you can click on it, you'll be able to see my radio screen there. But you can also go to 146415.net, 146415.net to see some stuff on Simplex. It's fun stuff and interesting, I hope, if you're interested in Simplex. Also, you can go to groups.io. Most of you are familiar with that, GROUPS. India Oscar. Do a search for MJSS, which stands for Mount Juliet Simplex Society. And you'll come up with, you can see our complete schedule on the face of that. You can join if you like to be on the email schedule. Also, good place to buy, sell, and equipment. And yeah, get technical questions answered because there's always technical questions. Also, you can email me at k4pew@arrl.net. The net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. We've been doing that for 8 years and something. Yeah, about 8 years and 3 months, I guess. And this week we conduct the net, as always, on 146.415 FM Simplex. Purpose of the net is have fun, figure out why you can't hear stations, or figure out why your station sounds so good some days and not others. Or, the other stations do, I should say. So yeah, ham radio is a kind of a moving target on what you can hear and can't hear. We go through this all the time, especially in awkward conditions where some days the conditions are great, sometimes they're not, and a lot of people don't. Until they start doing Simplex, they don't realize that conditions have so much effect on propagation. It doesn't seem, obviously it's not the same problems on repeaters simply because they're, anywhere from 200 to 1,000 feet up in the air, so they have a much less difficult time working under the conditions and terrain problems. Anyway, that's what's challenging about Simplex, though, is getting the signal out in spite of the terrain problems. I had some guy tell me, "Oh, we can't do Simplex where I live because we got terrain problems." I go, "Yeah, what, Tennessee doesn't? What, are you kidding me?" Anyway, as far as announcements, tonight we have a monstrous 2-meter net, which is now, and a 2-meter upper sideband net, which is next on 144.240. Then we move on to the 6-meter upper sideband net on 50.135. And then we move right over to the 223. That 415 net, that's the exclusive net, really, because there's only half a dozen of us at this point. So it's more exclusive than exclusive. It's exclusive because there's only 6 or there's a few more than that, but not everybody can get on the air at the same time. But anyway, 223, 415 FM. Let's see what other. Oh yeah, announcements. As far as announcements, we had a great breakfast this morning. There was 13 of us there. Had a lot of fun. That was over at the Golden Corral in Hermitage. We had 3 nets that preceded this one: DMR, D-Star, and Fusion. We had a whopping, which was really growing. The whole thing is growing. But on the DMR net, we had 7. The D-Star net, we had 5 check-ins. And on the Fusion net, we had 9 check-ins. So it's moving right along. I'm thrilled that we've been able to accomplish so many things together between the 2-meter net on FM and plus the other digital nets, plus the other nets we're doing, like an upper side band on 2 meters and 6 meters and 10 meters. And by the way, the other tomorrow night is a 10-meter net at 7:30 p.m. on 28.415, 10 meters, 28.415. 7:30 p.m. handled by Michael KM4YRF. Be there. If you're on the system, you'll get a reminder for the net tomorrow, not today. You get my reminder today. Does anybody have any other announcements other than? No, I think that's it. Any more announcements? Oh yeah, how could I forget? I even wrote it down here and I didn't do it. Santa Net's at 7 o'clock, Christmas Eve. That would be the 24th. It's a Saturday. So everybody's off of work, which is, well, they should be anyway. I think they should anyway. But 7 o'clock for children of all ages. This is the 21st year. Tony's sponsoring that net, and he's one of the few people that has close contact with Santa, and he puts on a good program. So be there. It'll be simulcast on 146.415, 446-415. It's on this YouTube channel. It will also go out on Zoom, and I'll be sending out more information over the next 2 weeks on all those things, the Zoom channel and all this stuff. So you won't have any problem with that. If you're tuning in on the YouTube now, it's going to be on the same place there. And you'll have if you can't for some reason go on there, you can do the Zoom channel. Anyway, anybody have any questions about any of that? All righty, we're going to jump right in. First of all, people short on time and mobile stations. All righty, I got a couple in there. Brian, you're short on time tonight. That's KA3CTP. Good to see you this morning. Oh, yeah, well, you're semi-mobile. You're sitting in the driveway. Good. Anyway, anything else on that? All right, very good. I think I heard Rick in there, KM4TJF, I think it is. That's you still there? Good to see you this morning. I know, it's great. I'm glad you can make it all the way in from where you live, man. You guys are really dedicated. Yeah, very good. Well, you and Michael just show up because there's a big pile of bacon and sausages over there. Very good. That's by the way, we had Brian. That was KA3CTP in Hendersonville, and Rick just checked in. That was Rick Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet Foxtrot in Ashland City area, actually a little bit west of Ashland City. Who else is short on time? Hey, how are you doing, John?
I'm doing well. I'm sitting here in the truck and finding something to make sure the amplifier and everything works.
Well, you're in it. You get from where Dunkin' Donuts is one of the best spots between here and Nashville. You know.
It's like the only spot I think. I was looking and it might be one better, but I get on an island.
No, I recognize it when I can see the Nashville from that location on 70. I just go, hey, this is really nice, man.
Yeah, and it sounds like donuts all the time.
Well, that's a bad thing for me anyway. I'm off the donut kick.
Well, you never. I mean, you give it up for a while.
No, you're right. So everything going well? We missed you at breakfast this morning. You haven't been there in a while.
I know. If I had a late night last night, we're getting ready to head off to
Oh, awesome. That's great. I hope you have a good time. Is it, let's see, it's a good time to go to Antigua.
Yeah, I guess the hurricanes are over and I'm checking the forecast. High 82, lower.
Yeah, they have an average temperature down there like 78 or something like that.
Here's the water's warm and clear and they make me drink water.
Yeah, it's really those kind of places. I've not been to Antigua. I've been to some of the other islands around there, and it's just too nice down there.
Yeah, it might be a life changer. I've actually never been anywhere in the Caribbean for my first time. Might start to do pattern.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm going to say goodbye to you now because once you get there, you may not come back.
Yeah, I think they're going to kick me off the island. I don't know how many Americans they allow us to
As long as they got money, they'll keep.
Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't got money.
Well, very good. Anything else on that, John? Very good. That was John. Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Foxtrot Alpha, and that's Hermitage. Wow. It's like I should have a dartboard here. Hermitage, Donaldson. Anyway, in fact, I get on Nextdoor, and they give all these, and Nextdoor identifies people by the housing development they're in, and I don't even know where anybody is because I don't know any of the names of the housing development. Anyway, who else is short on time or mobile? Hey, very good, Charles. Your signal got worse just now. Did you do anything different? No, it's a little less than it was when you checked in a few minutes before the net. Must be conditions are changing. Ah, very good. Now we are going to, let's see, the next one is the second Saturday. Hold on one second before I go crazy here. The next one is 2 weeks from today, I believe. And that would put it on New Year's, on Christmas Eve, the morning of, and we're going to do it anyway. We don't care. If you got kids, stay home. It's your day off. Don't. But I'm telling to everybody. So but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to show up for breakfast and have a good time, even if it's only me there. I'll have a good time eating all the sausages. All right, Charles. I hope so. Anyway, anything else for the net? Where was that one located? Oh, that's all right. Oh, Tuscaloosa is a good stretch from here for sure. That was a good one. It must be a good van opening to the south. Well, very good. That was Charles. He's in the Ashland City area. Joelton, Ashland City, Kilo, Go 4, Sierra, Foxtrot. Who else is short on time? Oh, Bill, you doing well? Oh, yeah, just a little soggier than we were a couple of weeks ago. Oh, I know. It's all good, though. I'm optimistic always. Anyway, anything else for the net, Bill? Very good. For those that might not have heard Bill, that's Bill, Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee, giving his 73 in regards to everybody on the net. Anybody else short on time or mobile? All right, we're starting from the east. So taking check-ins from the east, please come in. Oh, no, I have first time check-ins. What do we do? Forget that. As we used to say in the Navy, belay my last. Who else is? And do we have any first time check-ins? All right, we get the only people that check in that are first time check-ins tonight were the mutes, people who can't speak. Who else is east then? Let's go there.
WA4ZHI. You missed me first time.
I think I did. How's it going, James?
Still fine. Working in my shop here.
Good. Get anything done? Productive?
Rearranging stuff, TVs, computers, and radios. Yeah, move them around.
Just rotating them for service. Huh?
Yeah, so I don't trip over it all.
Oh, I know the feeling. You got anything else for the net tonight?
Not that I can think of.
All right, very good. Yeah, get on the air during the day. I'd love to hear you. I don't hear you. I only hear you on the nets.
Well, I'm pretty busy. Yeah.
Oh, I think you probably are. Everyone good at the house?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Fantastic. That's Whiskey Alpha 4, Zulu Hotel India. It's James here in Mount Juliet. Right in the middle of Mount Juliet. I don't know how you do middle. We've got the strangest city guidelines, the city borders I've ever seen on a city. Look them up on the web. Put in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, and look at the city boundaries on Mount Juliet. It's really odd. Anyway, who else is anybody else short on time? Or no, we're going from the east. That's where we are. East. If you're east and short of time, even better. Nobody else east? Whiskey. Oh man. No, it's Kilo. Kilo 5S. I didn't hear the first part of that because I accidentally double with you, Carrie, and I had to remember your call. How you doing? Good to see you this morning. No, we don't care about Richard. I can do that. I've known him long enough. Only about 10 years. Well, you should be able to transmit on that then. And that's on the 510, correct?
Yeah, it's supposed to be just 2 meter and 50 centimeter, but it may do okay.
Well, I know that a couple of people have already tried it with me today, and it worked fine.
Yeah, we were having a conversation on our this morning. Franklin apparently kind of came up with it.
Yeah, no, he was the one that pointed it out, and yeah, no, it works great on. I say it works great. I don't know what great is, but if the SWR is higher than it would be on the 2 meters or 70 centimeters, but it seems to get out just fine.
Other than that, I don't have anything else to do. Important, I guess. Get out of the way. Let somebody else take it.
All right, very good. That's Carrie in Baird's Mill. That's whiskey. I'm sorry, Kilo 5 Sierra. Who else is east? Hello, Jimmy. How are you doing?
Hey, Paul, how's it going, buddy?
It's going. See, being a retired, I can't blame you for the weather anymore since you're retired.
What's all out of my brain system the day I retired?
Yeah, no, it's just been a soggy few days. I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, looks like it's I have a dry period coming up. So. The only thing I got new is I got a new light temperature.
Ah, which one did you get?
Yaesu C4FM.
That's a nice rig. I've not used it, but it looks very nice.
Yeah, I thought the receiver on the 7300 was really good, but like the one on the DX27.
Next, you're going to upgrade to that Apache Labs one for like $4,000.
Oh, well, I couldn't justify spending $3,000 on the new Icon 7610, so, this is a tough one.
No, I got you. I'm just kidding. It's really kind of funny how the differences, while there is differences in radio quality, some of the, when you look back in any period of time to really older, not sensitive as the new DMR software defined radio, the SDR radios. People were working the world all day long with a decent antenna. The radio is just, it's a bonus to have a little better receive quality, And it's just funny how people are spending, $3,000 to $10,000 for a radio, and they're not doing contesting,
Yeah, well, I kind of like the rig to think itself around $12,000 or $13,000. I don't know what people spend on the money for, but if somebody wants to buy them.
Well, I asked the guy one time. I said early on in my in my ham radio job in my fund, and I said 10,000 for a radio. I think that one was 10,000 at the time. The Icon. And I go, why would you buy a $10,000 radio? The answer was simple. He goes, bragging rights.
Wow. Okay. I don't think I want to buy you.
No, I'm not interested, really. Nobody can see my radio when I'm talking. They don't know what radio I'm on. I could tell them I was on that radio, and they'd be just as impressed, wouldn't they?
That's probably so. Okay, well, that's it for me. Thank you, Paul.
Very good. That's Jimmy in Northeast Mount Juliet. It's Whiskey 4 Mike Uniform Foxtrot. Great signal, by the way, Jimmy. Sound good. Who else is east?
Oh, okay. I base.
Hey, Richard. It was good to see you this morning.
Good to be there. Just out of curiosity, I looked up the SWR charts on my handy dandy Yaesu paper thing I got from the Hamquest. And a 1.5 to 1 match on SWR, you're getting 4% loss, 4.0% loss, and 96% out. And that's, if you got a 100 watt radio, you got a 96 watts going out, and that's supposed to be good.
No, it is good. Absolutely. That's great, really. I mean, people think 1.5 is horrible, but it's not. It's just, we'd like to see it at 1.1. We'd like to see it at 1 if that were possible, but I've never seen one do 1. But you're right. It's a 1.5 is a decent signal output.
Yeah, you really get 96% of whatever you're supposed to have. Now, when you go down to 2.1 or 2.01, you're losing 11.1%. You're only getting 88.9 out. That's where you're starting to get kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, well, again, it's funny because as I've said before, in my condition, where not my condition, where I am, my situation, I can do 5 watts, and I'm sure there's some losses, so it may not even be 4. I don't really know. I don't have a good way to measure that while I'm online. And almost everybody here on this net can hear me. So it's an issue of location more than it is how great the SWR is on your antenna.
Always and forever. Location, location, location. I'll let you get back to it. Thank you for what you do, and I'll let you later. Good to see you this morning, and that's for everybody on the head. KI4SIB out of the way, and KI4SR will be.
All right, very good. That's Richard and Stephanie, KI4SIB and KI4 Sierra Oscar Romeo west of downtown Lebanon. Who else is east?
WACMA.
Hey, Phil. It was good not to see you this morning.
Well, you know, I'm what they call, I guess, a ham whore. I've been growing up in all these different clubs, and I'm a man of many breakfasts. So this morning I went to Hartsville and had breakfast with that bud, and maybe on the next one I'll make my rounds back to the Golden Corral.
Now, I think you really need to rethink that title. That sounds a little bit crude. I'd call you a ham philanderer.
Well, I mean, you know, I don't have such an elegant vocabulary that you have. So, yeah, there you go. I appreciate you making that sound a little nicer for me there, Paul.
Very good. Maybe a ham gigolo.
Hey, whatever pays, right?
No, that's great. Now you got a great signal there, Philip. Everything else going good?
Oh, yeah, going good fine. Probably going to try to go hunting in the morning, and probably will crash the rest of the evening because I'll be worn out tomorrow evening. But, yep, I want to say best greetings, everybody. You got a fine job, and we'll get out of the way. That's HCLA. That's it.
Very good. That's Philip in Tucker's Crossroad. That's what it is. Whiskey 8 Papa Lima Alpha. Who else is east? All right, there was a double in there, but Ed what? 1 watt, Eddie 1.
Good evening, everybody. So let's check in. Everybody's doing okay. And
yeah, you and your 1 watt, man. You know, I had a guy down when I was up in New York who was a guy that always bragged he was on 1 watt. It's hard for him to believe that he was, but he was. He was on one of the original, like a 15 or 18-year-old X700 doing 1 watt. Of course, it was mostly flat terrain in that part of New York State up along the Canadian border. So he did get out good. He got out like 65 miles. No, it's not bad at all. And that's kind of the fun of it. If you can afford, if you have the good elevation, you got a decent antenna, it's fun to be able to reach out in all directions. As you are doing right now. I'm confident. What are you running on power tonight? Oh boy. Don't burn up your finals, okay? Very good. Tonight is 5 watt Eddie, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. He's in Gladeville. Who else is east? Oh, Stan. You know, conditions are very good tonight. Are you hearing other stations real well tonight?
well, I heard some earlier.
Okay, very good, man. No pressure, man. I just wonder because you sound really good tonight. Anything else for that, Mr. Stan?
No, I'm tired. I'm working at the heritage.
Are they going to get you Christmas off or what? New Year's Eve, maybe? I mean, Christmas Eve?
I'm going to get up Christmas Eve, whether we have to work or not.
Very good. Good for you. That was Stan. He's over in Lebanon. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Who else is east? Kilo Quebec 4. Oh, isn't that right? Echo Alpha Tango? Did I get that messed up? Oh, it's Alpha. That's why it looked foreign to me. It's Alpha Echo Tango. How you doing, Chris? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to start taking some videos when I go to Walmart and other places. Any time of the year, and I call it the husband shuffle that walks behind the shopping cart as if he's going to death row. Man, you're being on the HT tonight is not working that well for you there, Chris. I couldn't hear what you said on that last transmission. Oh, well, that's excellent. I'm one way or the other. I'm happy. It's nice that they still playing after 100 years. You know? Oh, wow, that's awesome. Well, it's funny. I think that they've enshrined Roger Staubach, the best quarterback that ever came out of the Naval Academy. You know, he was the guy who did the best, and because that's neither of those Army Navy schools are built to make all pro when they hit the pros. You know, they're just not. Well, plus it's hard to do when they have a 5-year commitment after they leave the academy. Yeah, very good. Well, I'm glad it worked. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. It's a good sport, and since I don't have a dog in that fight, even though I wasn't a Navy, but I wasn't a Navy officer, so I don't care if they lose.
Yeah, right. Like I said, I didn't really care about that before I
Yeah, very good. That was. You got anything else for the net, Chris?
nothing. And it was good seeing you again, sir. It was just like that. So, thanks a lot for everything.
Very good. That was Chris. He's in Rural Hill, South of Maine, Kilo, Quebec 4, Alpha Echo Tango. Anybody else east? East or north?
WB0
It was good to have you there this morning, Mark.
Yeah, it was. I had a good time there a long time. But you brought up a question. If you stay for breakfast at the Golden Corral, can you stay for lunch?
I guess technically yes. I mean, I've never seen anybody get the bum's rush.
I just wanted maybe you could stay all day.
I'm willing to bet by the size of some of those folks, they do.
Yeah, could be. But anyway, it was good. Good food, good company, enjoyed it. Best 4 hours I spent today.
I'm with you. Well, very good. That was Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar, and he's in Northwest Wilson up by the National Weather Service. Who else is north? Hello, you're going to make one of these breakfasts, although you're closer than you used to be.
Yeah. I did do some antenna work today. I changed the 40 meter dial, shaved off 10 feet per side. So, put them out for the.
Oh, very good. You're not going to be on 40 anymore?
Later. Other priorities now. But no, everything's good here.
Oh, there's some real provocative people on 40. You know that.
By the way, speaking of SWR, Richard's right. I cut my dial hole a little bit too short. It's like 1.6 to 1 is not worth worrying about. Really. In fact, in my experience, if SWR suddenly goes from 1 to 1, something's wrong. All right, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's 1 to 1 is like, well, I don't know. 1 to 1 is that'd be pretty rare.
Happened to me one time, and it was antenna had laid over something. I read a metal gutter or something. Smart enough to know something was up. All right, KE4 did it.
Yeah, very good. That's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India West. He is up towards the lake, north 11. Who else is north? North or west?
204YQD to the west.
Oh, Pat, how you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good, I guess. Still nursing this situation with the shoulder sprain, but it's getting a little bit better. And as I mentioned earlier, I have this new mobile antenna. What I don't think I mentioned is that my plan is to use that in the house and for the vehicle. I also got one of those glass magnetic mounts. So now I'm just looking around trying to find a company that will install all of that, the radio stuff, in the vehicle. So I'm going to be using those on it, but it seems like it's doing okay.
Oh yeah, well you're talking about those through glass antennas, right?
Now this one is an MFJ, and it's one of the very few that has consistently good reviews across the board. It screws into the mag mount.
Ah, okay, very good. Yeah, that would be. But I was talking about. You said you talked to magnet. Oh, you're talking about a mag mount when you said that. I got confused. You don't have a through glass antenna. I have one car that has a through glass antenna. It's not good for much.
You know, I haven't heard a lot of good on those through glass antennas. But you know, they got so many antennas out there now. It's just hard to select which one's going to be, work the best. But like I said, this one came with really good reviews. It's very easy to adjust for the band you're using. And this mag mount is one of those Goliath mounts. Has three huge magnets. And they say, it will withstand just about anything.
Oh yeah, I used to have one of those. Those things. In fact, you have to actually work out with weights to get that thing off your car.
Yeah, I've heard that's quite the challenge. Thinking probably just leaving it there and just taking the antenna on and off. Depending when I go through a drive-through or something like that, or maybe not using the antenna all the time. But my ultimate goal is to be able to take it up on hills or mountains or somewhere with this 991A and try to do some longer distance HF stuff. And I've seen where a lot of people talked about the same setup and have had really good results with it.
Oh, absolutely. No, mobile's a lot of fun. It's a little more challenging, but it's a lot of fun. I used to do a lot of that, but now that I'm not in the car much anymore, I don't do that. In fact, I don't even have a HF rig in the car. Anyway, anything else for the net, Pat?
No, I believe that's got it for tonight. I'll try to make it over to the sideband net here in a little while.
All right, sounds like a winner. That was Pat, Kilo Oscar 4 Yankee, Quebec Echo, and he is on an indoor antenna on this frequency inside of his apartment near Summit, TriStar Summit in Hermitage. Who else is west? Hey, Frank. Everything good?
The run it at 98%. If I go to 99 or 100, the radio shuts off. Weird.
Really? Why? And how much power are you running?
Probably about 98 watts.
Huh. Is it an issue with the power supply or the radio?
I don't know. It's new, but I just added the 220. I'm wondering if it's a loose connection or something. But it's weird how it's got the digitized settings. It'll 97. The minute you go to 98 or 99, it's going to stop.
Oh, that's funny. Well, the difference would be to any of us imperceptible.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because it's pulling, it's pulling about 80 amps on transmit. And if I turn it up, it won't draw any current. It just shut off when I kid.
Huh. That's kind of funny. Well, very good. It was good to see you at breakfast this morning. Everything else, anything else for the net?
Other than we'll see how the 220 works. So far, so good on the 510. It's weird. It's not supposed to do that, but it does. I don't know what the pattern is going to be like. We'll see.
Yeah, because we've a couple of people. We had I was able to hear a couple of people on the 510 and 220.
Yeah, I thought some mercy, and they started to use, and I heard other people talking to each other, so I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah, no, really, it saves buying an antenna. What's funny is the 700 doesn't, because we tested that too.
yeah, it's not supposed to. But I think just by pure dumb luck, it's not so good down at like the old part that we don't have anymore, but like even at 222, it's not as good. And the further up you go, the actual is just north of, just up above the 220 band. The one in 125 stuff. Nonetheless, it will work until you can get a proper antenna.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, it's a dual band, which is a tri-band Comet, which is 220 and 70 centimeters and 2 meters, which I haven't even tried it on either of the other bands.
Yeah, it's weird. The 6 meter would work on two related, but the problem with the 125 is it's not harmonically related to any other band.
Right. Now, and anything else for the net?
Negative. And it's 7-3. I hope everybody has a good holiday. If I don't talk to them,
Kilo in who else is west?
W5 8FR.
I heard two stations in there. The first one I heard was Whiskey 5 Delta Fox Romeo.
All good here. We'll talk to you later. WFR.
Yeah, very good. That was Rick. He's in Hermitage. That's Whiskey 5 Delta Fox Romeo. Was that a Golf Delta Charlie station I heard in there as well?
That's number 4 Golf Delta Charlie.
Number 4. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. What's the first name again? I don't remember.
First name is Gray, but I go by Dwayne. Northern Suffolk County.
Oh, very good, Dwayne. I don't think we've talked on this net before, have we?
We have. It's been a while. I'm mobile right now.
Ah, very good. I'll write you down as a mobile. That's always more impressive on that. Not that that information goes out to anybody else. What kind of a mobile antenna are you using?
I'm just doing Comet on it. The 400 with a Comet. I forget which one, but yeah, a little Yaesu 400.
Ah, very good. Where are you now mobile? Where located mobile?
Currently, I'm on 109 north of Galaxy. I was a little bit earlier, but I didn't dare break in. I didn't think how much I've ever sent, but now it gets pretty good.
Oh, yeah, you're doing fine. Well, very good. Anything else for the net, Dwayne? You're doing real good on a mobile. Christmas from his mobile north of Golf Delta Charlie. Anybody else west or mobile at this case? Are you mobile tonight, Jay?
Well, I'm barely mobile in the house here.
That's true. Oh yeah, no, it's all the better when you see him in person and you get to know him a little better. Okay, we got a relay. He told me he wasn't going to be able to be heard at KM4. YRF. I'll make sure I write it down there. It was Michael. And of course, Michael does the 10-meter net tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. So be there, 28415. Anything else for the net, Jack?
No, Michael said he would be here tomorrow night. So that's 73, everyone.
Very good. That was Jack, Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor, and Mike, who was taking it as a relay, as Kilo Mike Romeo Foxtrot. Anybody else west? Hey, very good, Greg. We don't talk enough on net nights here on our cavalcade of nets, but there was a double in there also. So hang on, whoever the other person was, because Greg beat you up on that. Anything for the net, Greg?
No, I'll catch you on one of these next 6 other nets for the during the night.
They say, I'd tell them, hey, we're doing these 3 nets, whatever we're doing, 7 nets on Saturday, and I say, no, you're not.
Yeah, I think I'm going to write it myself.
Yeah, they say you guys in Tennessee are BSers. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we'll start recording some of that show.
Greg, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. He's in Antioch. Who else is west or anywhere? Very good. I got Tony in there, but there was somebody else as well. But KF4, KFQ, Tony, everything well with your almost as high.
Yeah, we're coming right along. I'm starting to really get excited. I'm starting to hear folks I couldn't hear before.
Oh, really? That's great. Wondering how that was going to work out, but think how when you get it up just that little bit higher.
Yeah, well, I'll either get it up higher or I'll fall off the ladder and break my neck. In which case, there won't be a sound in it.
Also, won't matter what you can hear.
Oh, that's true.
And we can't. Well, there's no other person who has that inside track to Santa, so we're going to be dead.
Yeah, well, I am the only one that really knows Bruce's secret identity.
All right, very good. Anything else for the net tonight, Tony?
I'll let you do it on New Year's Eve, but everybody listening, please check in. I mean, you can add to it, report going on, but just call in and just say howdy. That'll be good. That'll be great. I get lonely.
Nice confirmation. He can see a lot of the activity. Who's seeing the net like on YouTube or Zoom, but it adds another element of being personal if somebody checks in to do that. Anyway, that was Tony, Kilo Foxtrot 4, Kilo Foxtrot Quebec in Smyrna. Who else is west or anywhere? Hey, very good, Joel. You're going to have to grow up that. I don't know. Can you get?
Well, I didn't even try. Too late.
Doing damned if you don't mode.
Well, by the time I was getting the adapter out to hook up the anytone, it was guitar, so it was
guys, relatively new future.
I mean, I said, oh golly, I totally forgot. And I ran out here, and by that time it was already time for tea start. I was trying to get Greg to get that 9700 as well, and he doesn't fool with D-Star much. He's spent a little, he's not real tech savvy. And I told him, I said, the DICOMs are real simple to do. I said, all you have to do is change it from FM to DIC. You put the frequency in and you're in, man. He was like, oh, I didn't know that. So I tried to remind him tonight, but I don't know if he was the one or not, but I was trying to get another one in there for us at least.
Yeah, he's up in Pleasantview, right?
That's right.
To him on this net, so yeah, I don't know if he goes to bed early or not. Is he still working?
No, he's retired now, and I think he has last year, maybe 2 now. Which I know he did a little bit of stuff off and on, but he definitely has a theme for all kinds of stuff. I was going to go over there this morning, but I think his granddaughter or grandson came.
Yeah, no, he worked, but that was probably over a year ago.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, now I talk to him every morning about 4:30, and he's usually up by that point. So I'm going to say he's probably in bed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, very good, Joel. Anything else?
No, that's it, Paul. That's all you KO4 OTV back to that control.
Very good. That's Joel in west of Joel. Hey, very good. Got you in there. This is the third or fourth time today.
I'm off now. But anyway, I've been working on my SDR. I'm gonna try to listen to that station over in Sweden, the SAQ or something like that. It's gonna be like one. No, it's a crazy thing. 500 horsepower engine that turns an AC generator to transmit the frequency.
And how much power does it have?
They said 500 horsepower.
Well, for the generator you're talking about.
speed of the generator to vary the AC current. Listen to it on online if you like.
Oh wow, that's a unique station for sure.
It's crazy, but I'm like I say, I'm trying to relearn my SDR program and figure out, how to get down there and maybe I don't know if I'll be able to hear something.
Every time I turn on that SDR program, I have to relearn it.
It's fast. I mean, it's so many little buttons. And while you was talking earlier on this one, I looked at my preview on it, and I could barely preview on it.
Oh wow, it is interesting though. Which antenna are you using?
I don't know. I don't understand a lot of things that go on. It makes you wonder whether it works or not. But it seems like 80 meters and 40 meters is really good.
Huh. So which antenna are you using for the SDR?
I hooked up the same one I'm using.
Oh, okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, mine is currently hooked up to a discone, and it's pretty broad, even on HF, but it's not good on HF.
You would think, like I'm going to be using my doublet on it, and you would think that for a while it just makes them, I guess it's just picking up too much noise.
I got you. Well, very good. Anything else for the net, Charles?
Good evening. I say 7:30 y'all, and 14.
Very good. That's Charles in West Nashville, Kilo Charlie 4 Tango November, Quebec. West or anywhere?
Whiskey 04 Yankee.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Mike?
Are you not going to react to the 0?
Why? Sure. What, did I miss something there?
No, I said Whiskey 04 Yankee. That's what the state of Tennessee issued on my vanity. A 0 instead of the O, I guess. Or when the cops have to call in a plate, I guess they just don't use Oscars.
Huh, interesting. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
I don't know. You look it up, find out why. I don't know, but anyway, just check it in.
Well, I guess I hear, because I knew your call. I did. Yeah, you sound good tonight.
Yeah, I got the radio cranked up on the upper level power, whatever that is. Like I said, I don't have a watch. Comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
Where's he at?
Did you copy that, Mike?
No, it was in and out.
Up in west of downtown Lebanon. It says it got you in fine.
And that's another area I don't normally. You can hear me.
Yeah, it's the, like I said, it's the magic or lack of magic in ham radio.
He's you but yeah, 4SIB.
Yeah, it says a little. You can understand what you're saying, but the signal's a little not consistent. All right. Anything else for the net, Mike?
I was trying to think. You said you were talking brain back to their own. Tell you were mentioning you for a while.
Very good. That's Mike and Laverne, Whiskey Oscar for Yankee. Who else is any place anywhere?
Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee. Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Jim. Everything going down in soggy Woodbury?
And apparently we're going to remain that way for a little while.
Yeah, no, I gauge how much. Well, I know that we're getting we've had a long time. I noticed it because of the frog pond we got in the backyard. It's finally getting full again without me adding water to it.
Yeah, it's not going to flood up here, but the yard is a little soggy. I think the fog didn't really lift until somewhere around 9 or 10 o'clock today. So yeah, it's winter.
Yeah, my front lawn is so wet. You're supposed to say, how wet was it? It's so wet that the moles are using.
With the mold. Sorry about the breakfast again this one either. Well, I'm going to sleep.
Oh, no, I don't blame you at all.
This is true.
Yeah, very good. Anything else for the net? I'm good tonight.
Well, thank you. You do the same, and doing a good job out here. I can hear most everybody if I'm pointing at them. Anyways, thanks for holding the net. This is K4TYJ.
Yeah, that was Jim. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet, and at a nice elevation, kind of near the Short Mountain repeater operations down there. But he's not on that. It's in his backyard. Anybody else anywhere? Any place anywhere? Hey, we had a double or a triple. I'm not sure what, but I did hit Sierra Yankee Victor. I hear Larry in there first. Everything well since the other net? Yep, Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor, Larry in Rockvale. Who's the other station? Man, you're a really scratchy signal tonight there, Hayes. Which antenna and radio you on? Okay, no, it's a little it's very scratchy, but readable. Oh no, listen. The only pressure that gets applied to people to improve their stations is from them. All we do is provide some of the motivation, and like I've said, never spend money that you can't afford to spend on ham radio when you should be spending it on your utility bills and your kids. You know. Well, very good. Anything else for the net, Hayes? Very good. That's Hayes in Hendersonville, November 8, November Hotel Tango. Anybody else? Any place, anywhere? All I heard was somebody breaking the squelch there. I'm sorry. Go again with the November.
Okay, maybe talking about Kilo India 4 November Delta November. Good evening, Mr. Ball. All on the net.
Yeah, very good, David. All I heard you say, because I accidentally doubled with you. All I heard was the November, and I said, "Well, that sounds like David."
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I'm glad this is a hobby for sure. Looking back over the years, and I've got a collection of radios and all this stuff sitting around. If I'd have bought all in at one time, I'd have never got out of the poorhouse. No.
Oh yeah, but you know how that goes. When you get older, you have more disposable income, and unfortunately, it gets disposed real quick over at HRO or Gigaparts.
I don't know more than disposable income. I don't even understand that. That's out of my range of thinking.
Well, disposable means well, you know what that means. It's the money that you have, you're able to spend because it's excess. It's disposable in the sense that you don't have to spend it on required things like utilities, food, rent, all that, car payments, gasoline, the whole, excuse me, the overhead.
Oh, I got you. Understand. I'm glad it kind of make it clear to me in the first thing first for sure. But I guess through the years, you collect all that stuff we as ham radio operators or fanatics, we collect all that stuff and then all these $1,000 worth of radios and stuff sitting over in the corner with dust on them and appear to be nothing but junk. That's what it winds up being. Yard sales and stuff for somebody else somewhere some other time.
Oh yeah, it'll end up in an estate sale at some point.
Yes. Well, anyway, I got in here just a little bit late, Mr. Ball, and I didn't hear it call South. You must have started out with South, but anyway, just want to say good evening to all and a Merry Christmas to all, and God bless America again, sir. Thank you for what you do, Mr. Ball. KI4NDN.
Yeah, very good. That's David in Reedyville, KI4NDN, Kilo India 4 November Delta November. Sends his regards to all on the net, and God bless America. I like to hear that. Who else is any place, anywhere? We done? Any place, anywhere? Sounds like we're done. We had 33 check-ins tonight, and we're going to move right over to 28. No, I'm not going to go to 28. We're going over to 144, 240. 144, 240, unless I hear somebody complain. Okay, give me a second here. I got 2 dogs on my lap, and I got to get them off the move. K4PW. All righty, this is K4PW with the, what are we doing? Oh, yeah, the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net on upper sideband 144 240. Taking check-ins from the south. Please come now.
Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet.
Oh, man, killer signal tonight, Jim. That's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet. Sound almost as good as FM. Who else is south? And you sound good too. Must be great conditions for sideband tonight. KF4 KFQ, and that's Tony and Smyrna. Who else is south? Anybody hearing anything? Because I'm hearing voices in the background, but they're way in the background. Who else is east then? From the east, anybody? Oh, all those east check-ins we had earlier, they're all gone. Who else is north? Sounds good. How are you copying Jim down there in Woodburn?
He sounds like he's in my driveway.
I know, that's what I said. You do too, though, on this. You sound really good. In fact, it's funny because you actually, this sounds more robust than you did on FM. And it's almost like you're in a studio mic, you know?
Well, what happened was, my negative was coming through the coax.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so if anybody wants to know, Mini 8 can handle 97 watts, no more.
Oh, wow. Anyway, we got Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo. It's Frank in the northwest on Juliet. Who else is north? Anybody else north? Please come down. All right, west. All right, very good, Pat. Solid in there. You sound good.
I think you're going to hear that and everything. I think this is probably just my first or second time on here. You have a lot of check-ins on here on this net.
I think we usually end up with 8 or 10, 12, somewhere in that area, because not everybody who's on the FM nets has a, an upper sideband capacity.
And I believe you still have a 6-meter net also?
Yes, immediately following this one.
Okay, I'll try to get on that one. I wanted to check in and see how well it's done and everything. To you.
Yeah, very good. Big signal here, Pat. That's Kilo Oscar 4, Yankee Quebec X-ray. X-ray. Echo, not X-ray, Echo. Yankee Quebec Echo. And he's in Hermitage, or in, Hermitage, or near TriStar Summit. Who else is west?
KG4 ILV, Jack and Donaldson.
It's such a nice tone to your signal there, Jack.
Well, thank you, Paul, and I want to check in KM4YRS as a lurker tonight.
No, I'd rather classify him as like lollygagger.
Well, he's a YouTube lurker.
Okay, very good. It's funny, in spite of the fact that I do monitor the YouTube, I rarely look at the YouTube myself because I'm too busy flapping my jaws and writing down calls.
Yeah, I understand. I usually just have it up on the computer to watch your monitor.
Yeah, very good. Anything for the net, Jack?
No, that's all. Thanks for doing the net, Paul, and be great, everyone.
Yep, KM4. That was Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Also checking in Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else is from the west?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo Greg in Antioch.
Very good. We got Greg in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Anybody else west or south or anywhere? Very good, Charles. You sound fine. That's Kilo Charlie 4 Tango Tango November. I wrote it down wrong. I don't know why that happened. Tango November, Quebec, and then Nashville, West Nashville. Who else is any place anywhere? I think we ran out. Last chance before we move over to 6 meters. All right, we had 9 check-ins on 144, 240, and we're going over to 6 meters, which is 50.135. And I'm going to quick make a note. Give me a second to move over there because I want to announce on the 2 meters that we're going over there. So K4PEW, and I'm moving over to 6 meters momentarily, and but I'm going to go to 2 meters on 146, 415 first. K4PEW, we're going over to 6 meters, 50.135, 50.135, followed by 223.415. So we'll see you there. K4PEW. All righty, this is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Trading Net, looking for check-ins on 6 meters. Please come now. I guess we ought to start from the south. We'll go that route. Anybody south? Anybody east? Wow, it's down really low. Maybe the 6 meters isn't too good tonight. I can copy in there, but it's really low audio there. That was Stan, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Anybody else east? East or north? Mark, how am I sounding to you? And were you able to hear Stan? Okay, well, very good. I just wasn't sure what the deal was because you're the only other station I heard so far that's strong because it was just me, you, and Stan. Anyway, that was Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. Oscar, who else is south, east, or north? Boy, you're really low on 6 meters tonight, Frank. The who? Oh, man, I'll get off of here then. You can't even afford to receive signals on that. Ah, very good. That's Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo with slight problems, but he can work his way through those. And he's in Northwest Wilson or Northwest Mount Juliet. Who else is north or west? Hey, very good. Sound good out there, Joel. Are you copying everybody or not? Okay, very good. You're not too shabby. It's not as good as on the on FM or on the 2 meters, on the 2 meter side, but you're fully readable here. That's Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Victor. He's in Joelton. Who else is west? Yeah, a little weak tonight on your signal as well. How do you copy me there, Charles? Oh wow, no, yours is relatively low. It's lower than I'd like to hear it anyway. But I still have good copying. Yeah, very good. No, you're doing fine. I made a little adjustment there on the volume and on the squelch there. It's not really squelch, but anyway, a good deal there, Charlie. Kilo Charlie for Tango November Quebec, and it's that's I can't even get my words out properly. That's Charles, and he's in West Nashville. Who else is west or anywhere? Very good. How are you copying me, Greg? Yeah, no, you're a little weak to me tonight, less than normal, but so it's kind of again conditions are kind of strange. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo, and that's Greg in Antioch. Who else is any place? Does anybody copy? I, swear I hear voices there, but I'm not sure they're ours. Jack, are you out there? No, I'm not hearing Jack at all if he's there. Anybody, any place, please come down. All righty, nothing heard. That's we had a grand total of 7 on 6 meters, which is not so shabby, really. It depends on the night and conditions, but they were a little weak tonight. And anyway, we just give you a quick rundown. We had K4PEW me, Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo Stand in Lebanon. Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar in Northwest Wilson, and Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo in Northwest Mount Juliet, and Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Tango Victor in Joelton area, west of Joelton. 4 Tango November Quebec in West Nashville, that's Charles, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor in Antioch. So I'm going to move right over to the 223-415 net. There's going to be a big pile up, I can tell. So we'll catch you guys later. K4 PEW. Closing that portion of the net out. All right, hold on, Tony. This is K4PW net control for the Mount Juliet 223-415 net. Looking for check-ins from Tony. I got Tony, so we're starting with the south. Is that all we got is Tony?
What else do you need?
Well, I don't need any more. I don't even need you, but I'm supposing there's some other people down there. Like, how about from the west? Greg, are you out there?
I am out here. Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo.
All right, very good. We got Greg in there. Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. You copying Greg tonight?
Nope, just you.
See, you're blessed. What can I say? Who else is out there, south or east?
Well, I'm on the 510 tonight. I'm participating in the 510 experiment of 2022.
Oh, okay. So he's on the 510 tonight on his, which isn't built for 220, but apparently it works. But I don't know if it's another net. Maybe you're just an impromptu net. We can check out, go to the other thing and see if it can hear you on his antenna. Now you're transmitting on which antenna there, Tony?
I'm on my Comet. It's a dedicated 220 antenna.
Right. No, that's what I thought. And that is the same height it's always been.
I'm sorry, say that again.
It's on the. I mean, you haven't changed that height at all since the last time we were on.
No, I haven't been concentrating on the 700. The 220 antenna, that's another day.
Oh no, I got you. Very good. Is there anyone else south or east or north?
WB0NOO. We're still the only one I hear.
No, we're not going to talk about that antenna.
No, I'm on the 510.
Oh wow, yeah, you sound fine. To me, you sound fantastic.
Well, you either got it or you don't.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I'm just surprised that no one else can hear you south of me, like Greg and Antioch. Well, he's southwest, but yeah.
Well, I have no idea what the radiation pattern is on this thing. But it appears to load. I'm a little down on power with it, so it may be folding back just a tad.
Well, you're full scale here on the screen, so you got a perfect signal to me.
There we go. Yeah, don't want to blow it up.
Oh, of course not. Anybody else? That was Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. I'm the only one he can hear. That's too bad. But we only have 2 other people. Is anybody else here tonight? All right, I had 2 people in there. We had Frank and Charles. And Frank, are you copying everybody?
Nope. I just hear you, Mark, and I just heard Charles Lynn.
Okay, very good. Well, at least you're copying those guys. And you're on the 510 tonight?
Yeah, I'm on the 510. I got a tuner on it, though, so I pulled it back.
Yeah, I got it. No, you sound good. And Charles, you sound good. Are you copying everybody, or do you know?
Man, I tell you what, I think they similar to 2 meters on propagation, because the only one I can hear is you, and Frank was like 20 over on 2 meters. Can you hear me tonight, Charles? Kilo Delta Support, Charlie, Victor Echo.
I don't think he can hear you tonight.
Just curious. I was on the 510. I was hoping, since it was omnidirectional, that he'd be able to hear me. No problem.
Yeah, he's Charles Greg in Antioch is on he's transmitting on that 510, the Diamond 510, which seems to have a reasonable SWR on 220, but you're not able to hear him. And haven't you heard him before, or am I mistaken? Charles, hadn't you heard Greg before in Antioch?
On 220, I don't think so. I can hear you fine on 2 meters. I just can't hear him on 220.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. I mean, I always heard that 220 had they said that, oh, that's the perfect blend between 440 and 2 meters. And yeah, the perfect blend that doesn't get out as good as I thought it would.
Yeah, I can't hear him. I think he can hear me, though. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Greg can hear you just fine there, Charles.
Yeah, I could actually hear Tony on 2 meters tonight. I don't know what was going on with that, but I could hear him. He was way down there, but I could hear him.
Yeah, well, he had an upgrade to his. He replaced the antenna because there was some problems with the previous model he had. And anyway, he says he's happy to hear a lot more stations than he used to, which he didn't even realize he was missing.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the same thing going on with Michael's antenna. I don't think he got something wrong with his coax or problem with the antenna.
You talking about KM4YRF?
Yes, I am.
I gotcha. No, I didn't. Yeah, there is something going on because his signal's consistently horrible now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we use 10 codes at work. I just used to saying that.
Oh no, I understand. Well, Michael's moving into a new place here, just over there. It's I think it's just south of the airport. I forget where it is now, but he's over there southeast Nashville, so you'll be able to hear him real good once he gets set up again.
Roger that. Yeah, look up that SAQ station. It's on. You have to look it up on YouTube, or you can do it on Google. But they don't have a Facebook thing or anything. They got their antenna is 2 kilometers long.
Oh, that's massive. Well, very good. I will. I'll look up that SAQ, Sierra Alpha Quebec, right?
Yeah, that's the call station of the radio station. But it's a big deal. Apparently, it's Alexander Association or something like that. I can't remember what all it was.
It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Well, very good. Anybody else out there? I don't hear anybody. And then, man, we didn't have. I don't know. Greg? We'll have to go to the rules committee. Should I check in Eddie, 1 Watt Eddie from earlier this evening? Yo, Greg.
Yeah, if I can find the right microphone, I concur.
I think we've got a quorum, so the answer is yes.
Okay, Paul. Everyone have a good evening if you hear me. Anyway, KC4,
Very good, Charles. Appreciate you checking in. Always a pleasure. Anybody else want to check in before we close? Because I'm going to close up here in a second. Very good. It's K4PW closing the net and closing down the YouTube stream, which I'm going to do right now. K4PW.